When Hollywood's most iconic tough guy sat across from daytime television's most outspoken host, no one expected what would unfold. This wasn't just another celebrity interview, it was a collision between two worlds, between seasoned experience and confrontational modern media. Producers at The View were buzzing the morning Clint Eastwood was scheduled to appear. At 94, Eastwood remained as sharp and uncompromising as ever, with a new film project sparking conversation in Hollywood. Joy Behar had prepared relentlessly, armed with pointed questions and ready for a showdown. The studio audience sensed something special was about to happen. Clint walked onto the set with his signature calm and commanding presence, dressed simply in a dark suit. Joy leaned in, her tone edged with superiority. "Clint Eastwood, welcome to The View," she began. "I have to say, I'm surprised you agreed to come on, considering how different our audiences probably are." Clint's eyes narrowed slightly. "Well, Joy, I've always believed in talking to all kinds of people. That's how you understand the world." Joy didn't hold back. "From what I've seen of your movies and politics, you seem to prefer a simpler worldview, the strong, silent type, shoot-first mentality." The other hosts exchanged uneasy glances. Clint stayed still, his voice measured. "You might be confusing movies with real life. In my experience, the people who talk the most usually have the least to say." A murmur passed through the crowd. Joy pushed harder. "Oh, so now you're going to give us Hollywood wisdom. What qualifies you to lecture anyone? You've spent your career playing cowboys and cops. And you've spent your career playing a character too." Clint shot back. "The difference is, I know when the cameras stop rolling." The tension spiked. Joy leaned back, her voice rising. "Are you suggesting I'm not authentic, that I'm putting on an act?" Clint sat up straighter. "I'm suggesting maybe you should listen more and lecture less. You invited me here as a guest, not a target for political theater." "This is called journalism," Joy snapped. "Maybe you're just not used to real questions, instead of people fawning over you because you're a legend." Clint didn't flinch. "I've been in this business long enough to know the difference between journalism and performance art. Journalists ask to understand. You ask to hear yourself talk." Joy's composure cracked. "I can't believe this. You insult me, the entire journalism profession, to exactly the arrogance I expected from someone surrounded by yes men for 50 years. 60. Clint corrected. "And in those 60 years, I've learned that respect isn't something you demand. It's something you earn." The silence in the studio was deafening. Joy, visibly rattled, escalated. "I think your real problem is you can't handle strong women. You come from a generation that expected women to be seen and not heard." Clint finally smiled, a calm, but with a glint of warning. "I've worked with some of the strongest women in Hollywood: Meryl Streep, Frances McDormand, Hilary Swank. They use their strength to build, not tear others down. They don't mistake being loud for being strong." Joy, stung, lashed out. "Don't you dare lecture me about strong women. You think name-dropping makes you a feminist ally? Those women had to play by your rules." "My system." Clint's voice had steel beneath it. "I've given women lead roles when others wouldn't." "What have you done besides complain about everyone else's work?" "I fought for women's rights and social justice," Joy snapped. "While you've perpetuated toxic masculinity on screen." "You think this is intimidation?" Clint's voice was low but steady. "I haven't raised my voice. I've answered your questions honestly. If that feels threatening, maybe ask yourself why." Joy turned to the audience. "This is how powerful men silence women, using presence and reputation to make us feel small." "Nobody's making you feel small but yourself," Clint said. "You started this with insults. You've tried to twist my words since I sat down." "I'm just not playing along." Whoopi Goldberg tried to change the topic, but Joy wasn't done. "Our viewers deserve to see who Clint Eastwood really is, the man behind the myth." Clint turned to her. "You want to know who I am? I've spent my life learning my craft, respecting my colleagues, telling stories that matter. I treat people with dignity until they prove they don't deserve it." "What about you, Joy? Who are you when the cameras stop rolling?" The question landed hard. Joy faltered, but quickly fired back. I ask tough questions. I hold people accountable. Accountable for what? Clint asked. For disagreeing with you? For not fitting your narrative? For perpetuating harmful stereotypes? Joy said. For glorifying violence and male aggression. Clint nodded slowly. That tells me you haven't really watched my films. Many of my best stories are about the cost of violence and redemption. I've cast strong women and actors of color in key roles for decades. I've seen enough, Joy said dismissively. And there it is, Clint replied. You're criticizing work you haven't examined. That's not holding people accountable, that's prejudice. Joy's anger peaked. You're a relic. Your type of masculinity isn't welcome in civilized society. Clint paused. You mean the kind that believes in respect, in knowing what you're talking about, in earning your place through work and character? That kind of masculinity? Joy tried again. You think standing up makes you more authoritative? That your reputation gives you the right to talk down to me? I'm not talking down, Clint said. I'm talking to you. But you're too busy pushing a narrative to listen. The producers debated cutting to commercial. The audience sat in stunned silence. Joy tried to regain footing. You can't handle being challenged by a woman. You haven't challenged me, Clint replied. You've attacked me. There's a difference. A challenge is grounded in truth. You've just been throwing accusations. Joy faced the camera again. This is patriarchy at work, folks. The only one making you look unreasonable is you, Clint said quietly. You invited me, then tried to tear me down. That's not journalism. That's just sad. The word cut deep. Joy's face reddened. Don't call me sad. I fight for justice. Clint leaned forward. You talk about truth to power, but what truth have you offered today? You've attacked without evidence, dismissed without understanding. That's not truth. That's bias. Joy's breathing was fast. You represent everything wrong with American masculinity. A symbol, Clint said. Not a person. You don't see people as just targets. That's the problem. Her co-hosts looked away, distancing themselves. Joy stood. I don't have to sit here and be lectured by someone I fought against my whole career. Your show? Clint asked calmly. I thought this was The View, not The Joy Show. Maybe that's the real issue. Joy's face turned pale, then red again. You had an agenda to make me look bad. Well, congratulations. Clint remained seated, composed and unshaken. The damage was done, and everyone knew it.